Alright guys, welcome to our channel Code with Sunny, and in this video I will be talking about this problem count vowels permutation. Its index is 1, 2, 2 and 0, and it is of hard type problem of the lead code, right? So I guess I should have to mention one thing before solving this problem. Like if you haven't solved yet this problem, I should recommend to solve this problem like count sorted vowel strings, and it is of lead code. Okay. So the like this problem count vowels permutation is almost similar to this problem. That is only difference is like the condition that is being given to us. You can see that in this problem we have to count the how many strings of length n that is going to exist, and in this also like count vowel, sorted vowel strings, you can just focus it upon like a number of strings of length n we need to find, and AEIO is also given, and here also we have AEIOU, and the only thing that is going to differ is like we need the strings being lexicographically sorted, and you can see over here that we have to follow the certain set of conditions. Okay, the only difference is like condition. You can solve that medium type problem and then come back to this problem, and you can feel a little bit ease to solve this problem and find out the best solution for this problem, right? So before wasting any more time, let's discuss this problem. Like given an integer n, your task is to count how many strings of length n that can be formed under the following rules, where every character is of lowercase vowel a, I, O, U, and each vowel A may only be followed by E. I guess I should have to write down these conditions in some better way, like every vowel A is going to be followed by E. Okay, so this is for A. That is, whenever A is going to occur, it must be followed by the character E. Now you can see E may only be followed by A or I. Okay, so whenever E is going to occur, A must have to come or I must have to come. So this is for E. Okay, and I may not be followed by another I. Okay, so whenever I will come, so it should be followed by IA, IE, and II should not come. So IO and IU. So this is for I, right? And O may only be followed by I or U. Okay, so whenever O will come, I will come or U will come. So this is for O. Okay, and U may only be followed by A. So whenever U will come, we should have to take care that after the character U, it should be A character A. Now, why am this writing these characters like writing these sequentially? So this is going to help us to write down the conditions very much easily when we are just coding it up. Okay, so for now you just have to like take care that you should have to write these sequentially so that you can have a better understanding over this problem. Now the answer can be too large, return it modulo this number, right? So what could be the best idea or approach to solve this problem? Like when you need to count something, you can either think for a tags like combinatorics, or you can solve it like a dynamic programming. You can see over the constraints like it is n is going maximum of 2 into 10 power 4. So O of n square solution is not going to pass. You need to have a solution around O of n. So you must think for an O of n solution, and here we will be using dynamic programming to find it out the best solution for this problem. So our complexity we will be talking about would be around O of n. So let's move further to understand how the dynamic programming is going to help us in this problem to find out the count of how many strings of length n is going to exist satisfying this certain set of conditions. Okay, so let's move further. Okay, so we need to build up the certain string of length n satisfying all these conditions, right? So what I'm going to do is let's try to build up a dynamic programming table where we will have a table of size like this one, right? So you can see here n I have taken as 5. So we will have 5 rows, it's starting from 0 and ending up to 4, and for every columns we will have the like A, E, I, O, U, and if you try to just say what is dp of ij is just signifying. Okay, so dp of ij, here I will, when I will try to fill up the matrix, it dp of ij will signify what is the total number of strings of length I that is going to exist, where j is the character being present at the beginning of the string. Okay, so when I will say, okay, so note that I am talking about I plus 1. That is when I will say, Okay, so if you're not getting, let us write down an example. So if I will say dp of 2 of 3, it means that here I will have dp of 2 and here I will have this one. It means that what is the total number of strings that is going to exist where the length of the string is 3. Note that length of string would be I plus 1, that is all these, where the length of string is 3, like this and this, and the j is going to signify the beginning position, that is the character that would be present at the beginning of this string. You can see the character is I is going to signify the j as 3. So I will be at the beginning, and what is the total number of strings of length equal to I plus 1 that is going to exist where the starting of the string, that is the first character of the string, would be the jth character, which is pointing to this one. You can see the columns. J equal to 0 is pointing as A, and j equal to 1 E, and so on. Right. Okay, so let us try to fill up the DP table. How we are going to do that? Note that I am just trying to fill up the DP table in a reverse manner. And the reason is quite simple. You can see that let us look over this one. Like you can see, if we try to fill up like A must be followed by E, and also all these conditions, right? So you can see that if A must be followed by E, I will try to just fix this next character. Like if the next character is E, I can just easily say that if I want my current as, that is current character as A, I will just check it out only the character E. Okay, so if you're not getting it right now, no need to worry about. I'm going to explain with the help of dynamic programming table. And also, if you try to say that my current character is E, then you must ensure that the next character is A and the next character is I. I will just add up to my current solution the number of solutions for ending with A and number of solutions ending with I for the next position. If you're not getting it right now, no need to worry about. Let us understand this one with the help of dynamic programming table. Okay, so I will just fill up this row, last row right now. You can see if the last character is like A, number of ways would be 1, E number of ways would be 1, 1, 1 and 1. Okay, now you can see if I will try to fill up this row right now, you can see if satisfying all these conditions, if my current character should be A, that is if my current character should be A, what is the next character according to the conditions? You can see the next character should be E, right? So if I want that the length of the string should be 2 and the starting character is A, I should have to look up for this cell. Okay, so I will just add up the value to this one, so the value would become this one. Okay, so let us try to fill up this one. So it means that I need the strings of length 2 where the first character is E, and you can see the next character to be followed is according to the condition is either A or I. Okay, so there is two possibility. So for my current character at this position, that is at this position, I will just ensure that the character will come, next character will come from this one or from, that is this one. You can see the next character would be either A or the next character would be either I, right, from this one or from this one. So I add up these two values, so it would become 2. Now comes the main thing, that is I want the strings of length 2 and it should be I, right? So for this position you can see according to the conditions it should be among A, E, O, U, right? So the next character can be this from coming from this one, can be coming from this one or this one or this one. So what is the number of ways to get the strings of length 2 ending with the whose first character is I will add up all these values present in this cell, so it will become 4, right? And for O you can see it would be like if I focus it upon I and U, so I will just pick up this one and this one, so it would become 2, and for U it would become what, it should start with A, so I will just write down 1. Okay, similarly you can fill up all these values. So I guess I'm not interested in filling up the values. So okay, so for now let's fill up the values as fast as possible. Okay, so A should be, okay, so let me write down here, A should be followed by E, and E should be followed by EA and EI. Okay, and I should be followed by rest of all, so I will not try to write O should be followed by I, O should be followed by U, and U should be followed by A. So okay, so let us try to fill up the values as fast as possible. You can see I want the current character as A, so I should add up for the E1. So it should become 2, and for E I should add for A and I, so it should become 1 plus 4, 5, and for I should add this value, this value, this value, this value. So it would become around 4, 5 and 6. And for O it should be added with for I and U for the next row. So I is 4 and U is 1. So it should become 5 and U should be added for A because the next character should be A. Right, for this row I will just say A should have the E and E should have like 2 plus 6, I think 8, and I should have like 7 and 6, 13, and O should have 6 plus 1, 7, and you should have the A. So I will say it should become 2, and A should have the E, that is the next character is E. So I will pick up the next, pick up the next row and the column for E, that is 8. And this one for 5 and 13, you can see 18. And for I, it should be like 5, 8, 13, not this 13, 5, 8, 7 and 2. You can see 8, 5, 13 and 7 is 20 and 22. And for O it is coming about 15, and for U it should be coming about A, that is 5. Now that is, we have got all the strings of length 5 whose first character is either A, can be E, can be I, can be O, and can be U, right? And we need to find the total number of strings of length n where the starting character can be among any of these. So our answer is the sum of all these values, that is sum of the zeroth row. That is, it should be like 18 plus 8, 26, and 26 plus 22, and think it should be around 48, and 15 is 63 plus 5, 68. So our answer should be 68. So let us just cross check it out. You can see n equal to 5 and it is coming out 68. Yes, it is right. So our approach is like quite much similar. So let us move on to the coding part to understand this in easy manner. You can see I have taken this mod as 10 power 9 plus 7, and I have taken this as a 2D DP matrix. You can just use optimize this one, and as the that is the, you can just optimize this one to use a like a linear vector of 5 size. That is, in spite of getting n rows, you can just fetch it about only 2 rows. Like you are just optimizing the space, right? You can do that. Now, for now, you can just understand this one. Like I've just filled up the last row as 1 every entry. I started for n minus second row and goes up to 0th row, and for every j equal to 0 to j equal to 5, for my current j equal to 0, I can just pick up the next one. Note that j equal to 0 signifying as A, and for j equal to 1 it is signifying as E. Okay, so A should be followed by E, so I've just taken the I plus 1 row and the j equal to 1, and for E it should be followed by, I think, A and I. Okay, so I have taken the 0th column and second column for the next row. Note that I plus 1. Note that I should have to ensure that the sum should not exceed 10 power 9 plus 7. That's why I've taken this modulus sign. And for j equal to 2, you can see I should have to take all the values except the I value. That is for accepting j equal to 2. Note that I have taken the term I plus 1 and 0, I, I plus 1 and 1, I plus 1 as 3, and I plus 1 as 4. I have not taken the second column for I plus 1 row. And for j equal to 3, and all these are almost same as I've already explained the conditions. Now our answer is the sum of the zeroth row for all the columns. So I'll return the answer. Let's submit this code and check it out whether it is going to be a good solution or not. Yes, you can see 60 ms and faster than this one. You can also like optimize this space complexity of this one, and like the runtime would become much more good. But for better understanding, you should have to follow this one, right? Okay, so if you have any doubts, do let me know in the comment section of the video, and I will ask the viewers to like this video, share this video, and to subscribe to YouTube channel for latest updates. Thank you for watching this video.